Hello, it's Jay again. I thought I would give you a little heads up because I'm going to hopefully do a three-parter about psychology, basically, or my psychology, my philosophy, my approach, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people say to me, it's your attitude that makes such a difference. We see you rather than your disability. So I've got to try and figure out what that is and um, tell you guys about it. So I'm going to do it in three separate parts, simply because I think I'll go on forever if I try and do it all in one hit. So I'm going to divide it into the past, about my diagnosis and the early days, and what I kind of decided to think and the stories I told myself in those early days. I'm then going to do the present, which is basically going to be about current symptoms and the different coping mechanisms that I put in place to get through my days as best I can, and the future, which to me, when a dear friend of mine suggested this approach, I said, future to me is next week. I don't go any further than that. So that could be a very short one, but basically just talking about how I get my head around, things that might happen in the future. Anyway, this is sort of a prequel to all of that, just to say psychology, I do believe that MS is 90% mental, in as much as it's trying to unhinge you mentally, and you have to keep adapting and keep finding new coping strategies and ways of dealing with it, because it's changing all the time. But I will go into that in more detail as and when I get to do my free little sessions. So first and foremost, all I really want to say now is just how the things that I've found are helpful from almost day one. The first thing that I have found is I decided very early on I wasn't going to own MS. It's not my MS. You'll never hear me say that phrase. Simply because it has nothing to do with me as a person. The soul of me, if you like, the person inside me who likes what they like and don't like what they don't like. And people say, oh, how about your MS? It's like, well, it's not my MS. MS makes my body do things I don't want it to do, or not do things I do want it to do. Therefore, it is not part of me. If it were part of me, then I'd be able to do what I wanted to do. It has an entity of its own. It does its own thing, usually when I don't want it to. And so I will not own it. And making that distinction between the illness, the condition, the disease, whatever you want to call it, the aberration, and me, as in my persona, the person I am, the character, the soul, whatever, they are two very, very distinct things. And I think that has helped me, because as things break down, my body decides not to work properly, I can separate that dysfunction, whatever it may be, and me, because it's not me. It's, I kind of view my body as a car, if you like. It's an old jalopy. And I take it to all those people I talked about last time in the NHS who are my mechanics. And if it's got a dent somewhere, they might be able to knock it out and sort it out. But if it's a short circuit, not so easy to do. So that's my little car analogy for you, if it helps. And yeah, what happens to the shell, the car, the body, is not me. I make that distinction, and I think it's something that I've been doing pretty much from early days. Yeah, so that's the first thing. I'm not my MS. My MS doesn't define me, because it is just something that is attacking my body. It's not attacking my person, my personality, my character, and it never will. If anything, I'm a better person for it, but only because it's taught me these things. Yeah, so that's a big one. Another one is acceptance. Acceptance of the things I can't change. A lot of people will laugh now, because this is, that little prayer about accepting the things I cannot change, changing the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that is a very basic rule of thumb for me. I basically will look at whatever a problem is, whatever's presenting itself to me, and say, right, quick flow diagram, can I change it, yes or no? Yes, okay, change it. No, accept it. It's a case in, work in progress. Some things are easier to accept than others. And learning that acceptance is not giving in or giving up. It is just that, accepting. Again, really, really important. So that's number 2. Last, I'm going to give you just 3. Last one is, I will give you a quick example of it. If you can see it, it's coming up. My shirt says, in my defence, I was left unsupervised. Yeah, that is me, totally. It's just like, do you know what? Laughter, humour, as I've become more disabled, my sense of humour has got blacker, darker and darker, and you know what? It's the way that I deal with a lot of things. Some people find it hard to accept and think, oh, how can you laugh in these situations? But you know what? If I didn't have my sense of humour, I just don't know what I'd do, because it's a vital part of me. It is a coping strategy, yes, absolutely. But it's not false, it's not, I'm not putting it on. I am genuinely looking for the funny in whatever scenario it might be. And believe me, there's been plenty of them, which I may go into more detail when I get to do my 3 stages of psychology. But I really just wanted to give you a little heads up, so that maybe if you've got anything that you want to talk about and say, well, look, the thing I have a real problem with is X, Y, Z, just tell me about them. Post in the comments here, or post on my Facebook, send me a tweet if you like, just to really be able to show that you guys have these issues as well as me, and there may be things that you have trouble taking on board. I'm having a drink because I'm a bit sorry about that. It's one thing about drinking loads of water. I get dehydrated if I don't have one, like every 10 seconds. Anyway, that's all I want to say really. Yeah, if you've got any questions, anything you want me to talk about from my angle as far as psychology and acceptance and areas of life that you find difficult to deal with, give me a shout and I shall try and include them in my discussion, my one-sided discussion, and hopefully, yeah, we'll, pull our ideas and find a way forward. But yeah, this is my prequel, so the others will follow as and when. I'll speak to you all soon. Keep as well as you can, as always. And yeah, let me know what you think. Take care now. Bye bye.